Hello, social sellers. George is here, and welcome to a new week, a new series of episodes. And in this week, I'm going to talk about what is the marketing process and what is the sales process that follows your marketing. So, when we do an advertising campaign, a marketing campaign, and we try to close, we try to sell our product or to sell our process or to sell our offer, what is the process that we have to go through in the right way and the psychological and logical way for our customer to perceive the solution that we are going to expose them to, show them that our solution, our product, our offer can help them to get the result that they want to get. So what is the framework? What is the process? This is what I'm going to start talking about today and in the following episodes. So in this week, I'm going to talk about the marketing, sales, and after sales processes and framework. So today, I'm going to start with what are the levels of audience. And after I explain what are the levels of audience that you need to understand, you need to know in order to put your focus on the right audience, on the right segmentation of your audience. I'm going to share with you my framework in terms of marketing and sales, how to do that in the right way. Because if you mess one part of it, and I will show you what most people they are doing wrong, you're going to have trouble selling your product or selling your service or selling your own offer. So with that being said, if you have any question regarding that, if you have any comments, any experience with that, put that in the comment section, ask your question, and let me know what you are thinking of the topic and the information I'm going to share. So what are the three levels of audience? So when you create a marketing campaign, when you create an offer, when you start your business, you need to understand that your audience is not just one level. Your audience are not just one group of people, like one homogenized group of people. Everybody is just look the same, think the same, feel the same, perceive things the same, get the results the same, take action the same. So what are the three levels and why differentiating those three levels in terms of marketing and sales will help you a lot to close, to sell more deals, to sell more offers, to sell more of your product, why it is super important, and how you can apply this framework today in your business. Hello, Colin. How are you? So if you have any question, if you have any suggestion, any comment, put that in the comment section. And let's start and dig right in. So the first thing you need to remember that your audience are three levels. And people sometimes they call them different names, cold, warm, and hot, aware, unaware, like super aware. The idea is just to understand that your audience, when they come through your pipeline, when they come through your process, when they come across your article, when they come across your post on social media, they come from those three levels. Every single level has its own language, has its own awareness. So keep that in mind. I will repeat that because it is like very super important. The market, when they come to you, they have three levels of awareness and three levels of understanding things and three levels of taking action later on to get the result that they want to get. So we call them the cold, warm, and hot. So the cold is the level of the market or the masses. Those are the people who usually don't know much about the problem. And sometimes they don't know if they have a problem in first place. So that is your job when you use social media to raise awareness about the pain, about the problem. And after I explain those three levels, I'm going to show you my framework, how I put all of those in a sequence. So whatever the level of audience and whatever the language they are speaking, And about the language, I'm not talking about the actual language like English, French, or Arabic, or whatever. I'm talking about the language they understand when it comes to the problem, when it comes to your solution, and when it comes to the results they want to get. So the cold, they don't know sometimes they have a problem in first place, and that is your job on social media to expose your clients with that kind of pain, with that kind of problem, to explain how what's happening, so they can apply in their life to see, all right, am I facing like something similar to that kind of story or not. The second level is the warm audience, or the warm segment of your audience. Those are the people who know the problem. Now they've been maybe following you or following your competitors. So they know about the problem, they know about the pain, but they don't know yet about the solution, or they don't trust a solution yet. So now in the warm, they understand, yes, I have this problem, I have this pain, I have this issue, but still, should I trust this person, or should I trust this brand versus that brand, or that person, or that coach? So the trust is not there yet. The hot market, those are the people who understand the pain, understand they have the problem, understand the solutions available in the market, and now they are ready to trust you as a brand, you as the coach, to come and get the solution from you in order to change their circumstances and change their results. So remember, cold, warm, and hot. So what is the audience, or what is the cost, your cost, to invest in those three levels of audience? So before I explain and I show you my framework, I'm going to share like a couple things about those levels of audience, and I'm going to explain more in depth every single day throughout this week what you should do, how you can apply those or how you can target those three levels of audience on social media, using organic, using paid ads, offline, online. You decide what is the medium, because at the end, online and offline are just mediums. At the end, you are dealing with human beings. You are a human and dealing on the other end with another human. We should not forget that point, because the trick with the online, sometimes we think that we are dealing with the right people, and we end up dealing only with our screen. So don't forget that you have a human being standing behind that screen, and you should communicate to their level of awareness, to their level of pain, desired results. So what is the investment required in those three levels of audience? So uh, cold is the largest. It's the biggest number, the biggest percentage of your audience. Usually, the cold, they are 60%. Sometimes it depends on the market. Sometimes could be 70% of your audience. So this is how big your audience is. So the cold market are the masses, are mostly like everybody in your audience. So basically, to target the cold market, to have a strategy for paid ads or organic reach to that cold market, is going to take time, and it's going to take an investment, not only in time but also in your money. So it depends on your budget, depends if you are starting your business, if you are growing your business. You have to decide, should I start with the cold market, or should I start with the warm market? As business owner, as an entrepreneur, and as a coach, what I do, I only start, if I'm starting today a new campaign, or I'm starting today a new business, I target the warm market, because the warm market, they are more ready to they already know the problem, they already know the pain, they know the consequences and the cost of their pain, and now they are ready to understand how I can help them. They are ready to understand my method and my solution. So they are more ready to move into action, to buy my offer, and then to take action to get the results they want to get. So at the beginning, targeting the warm market is like much easier, much cheaper, and much time consuming, less time consuming actually, if you want to target the warm audience. But you still, once you start targeting the warm audience and you ascend those warm audience to the hot audience, so you can sell your product to them, you can sell your offer to them, you have at some point start to investing in the cold market. And the cold market, let's do it, or let's say it as this is the long-term strategy for you. Because usually if you are using social media as organic reach, or it's sometimes organic and paid, and this is what I prefer. I prefer to mix strategies together. What you do if you are targeting the cold market, you expose them with information. You expose them with the right posting, with the right articles, with the right knowledge for 10, 15 days, sometimes 20 days. It depends how complicated the problem and the pain that you're going to alleviate with that kind of audience. So usually for the cold market, it takes about like 10, 15 days to prepare those people to become warm audience. Once they become warm audience, now we expose them to another kind of process. And in this kind of process, we help them to make the decision to come into our sales process, to come and ask how we can help them, how we can help them, how we can help them with the solution that we have created. And the solution is no more than the offer or the core product that you are selling, or even the core service that you are selling. So the idea is, in the warm market, it takes less time, less efforts, and even less money if you are using paid ads to target that kind of audience. So 3 to 5 days for the warm audience, and the hot audience, it takes less than 1 or 2 days. And this is when we expose them to our solution, we expose them to our offer. Sometimes you see a lot of people, they do webinars, they do sales presentations, they sell on the stage. If you go to local stores, they do presentation on the spot. Costco do that a lot, Walmart do that a lot. So you see like those sales presentation. The sales presentation happens after you are a warm audience of that brand. So basically, when they do at Costco, for instance, or at Walmart, a presentation on the spot, they already know you are a warm audience. You already know how they can serve you, what kind of products that you can find at this place. And the same applies for your business. So if you are a coach, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a business owner, this is how you can apply the same to target the audience and to raise the awareness of that audience about the problem, to raise the awareness of that method that you can help them, or the process, and then your solution, and then help them to make the decision to come and buy your product or your offer, to change their circumstances and change their own results. So what is the time or the framework that I use to target like those 3 levels of marketing? Because once you do something on social media, it's super hard sometimes to identify, oh, well, this is cold, or no, this is warm, or this is hot. It's super hard. Sometimes you have to run your marketing campaign in a sequence. So whatever, like whoever comes through that sequence, through that process, they can go faster or slower, depends on what level of audience they are at. So for the cold, warm, and hot, this is the framework that I use. You have 3 or like 3 major pillars: 1 for marketing, 1 for sales, and 1 for after sales. So for the first pillar, for the marketing pillar, also it has 2 tiers. It has you and it has your client. So the first thing, your client and your marketing campaign and your marketing process, they need to understand that they have a problem, they have a pain, and the most important ever is they need to understand what is the cost of staying in that pain. What are the consequences of staying under this pain? Because once they understand that, usually and most of the time, the cost of staying in the pain is way, way, way more in terms of money and time, and plus energy, versus the money amount they're going to pay you when you expose them to your offer. So that is super important to understand and super important to focus on when you start a marketing campaign, when you start focusing on posting on social media. It could be Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. So you need to expose your audience, your potential audience, to the pain, to the consequences of that pain, and the cost of that pain, of staying in that pain. So once they understand that, now we move them to the next level of marketing. The next level of marketing is now you have to explain your method, you have to explain your process, you have to show them that you have previous clients who walk through that path, they were successful, what kind of results they've got. And now we have to remember, like always, I use this formula that whatever you are doing in marketing, sales, business, offer, you always go through that formula, 3 steps formula. The desired situation, the current situation, which is the pain and the problem, and what is the desired situation for your client, and in between, what is the process, what is the bridge, how you can bridge the current situation, the problem situation, the pain situation with the future desired situation where the pain doesn't exist anymore, where the problem doesn't exist anymore. In between is your process, in between is your method, in between are your offering, your sequence of offers, your sequence of products, your sequence of services, whatever you are selling. So in between, your client, they don't care unless they understand the first part, unless they understand they have a pain. So now they understand they have the pain, they understand the cause of that pain. Now they are ready now to understand what is your process. Now they understand your process. They can move and say, well, that process and this method, yes, I can get such and such and such. And this is where, in the second part of that kind of marketing process that we create, we focus on the method, on the process, on visualizing, helping your client to visualize exactly what is the desired situation, using stories, using case studies, using previous successful client stories. So once we do that, now your client, they are okay, they are ready, they are begging you literally at that point to understand what is your current offer, how they can work with you to get the results, to get outside that pain, to get outside that stressful consequences of that pain or that problem. So now you expose them to your solution. So you expose your client to your solution when they come into your sales process. So most business owners, what they are doing, and coaches and entrepreneurs, what they are doing most of the time, they say, well, we solve this problem and this is our solution, blah, 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 blah. And they start talking about the solution. Nobody wants your solution in the first place because solution fits on the sales process. And nobody wants to be sold out on anything. Nobody wants to buy just for the sake of buying. They want to understand in first place, what is the pain? They want to understand how we can help them. They want to understand, to visualize, yes, they can do it. Because most of the time, people, they don't get the results, or they have problems, or they have pain just because they don't have the self-esteem, the self-confidence, the self-awareness, and they feel like just paralyzed mentally and physically to move toward what they want to get in their business. So literally the problem and the pain that most people they have in different industries and different markets is not just a problem. It is more a mental problem, a something holding them back in their mind, and even in their feeling that they feel hostage to that pain. And all what they need someone to come and explain, yes, this is what you can do. I can help you with that throughout this process. Once they trust you, now you move them in your sales process. So you talk about your solution, you talk about your product, you talk about the details of your offer when it comes to the third pillar, which is like the sales process. So if you expose your client to your solution and they don't understand their pain, they don't understand how you can help them, you are doing bad job in marketing. So if you are messing the marketing side, if you are messing the marketing process, now you move your client into the sales process, and this is where the clash happens. This is where the stress happens. So if you literally want to sell, with ease. All what you need to do is go through that framework, go through that sequence, help your client understand their current situation, their pain, the costs and consequences of that pain, of staying in that pain, help them to understand how you can bridge, how you can help them with your process and method. Now expose them to the solution, to the line of products that you have and services that they should buy to get to the desired results. So the desired results is the future where the pain doesn't exist, where the problem doesn't exist, where they can move mountains literally at this level. So after the expose them to the sale, we have a process in there. So once they pay for the offer, once they pay for your solution, now it comes the third major pillar that is super important. That is no less important than selling and marketing your product. And that pillar is no more than just how you can help your client move into action, how you can create the micro commitment for them to move into action to get the results. This is what we call accountability. Your clients, they don't have a problem with your solution. They have a problem with themselves. They have a problem with their confidence that they can use your solution, they can use your product, they can use your shirt, your online course, your consulting, your software, whatever you are selling, they can have the confidence, yes, I can use this product, I can use this offer to get the results. Now, after the sale, this is what we call the service after sale. The service after the sale is no more than holding your client accountable so they can see or they like you help them to go through that micro commitment, through that micro actions to get the result that they want to get. And then you remind them, like, if you don't move into action, you're going back to the first stage. You're going back to your pain. You're going back to that consequence. You're going back to that to pay the cost again. So it's your decision. At the end, you cannot push your client to apply your solution. You cannot push your client to do what they supposed to do. Every single client, they cannot get the result they want unless they decide, yes, I want that result. No matter what you are doing, no matter like how good, how strong, how powerful your solution or your offer is, if your clients decide not to move into action, they will never get the results that your solution can get them. And you will see like those kinds of two major streams. Some people, they move into action, they get the results, and some of them, they do nothing, and they go back, they reflect back to the early stage of having the pain again. So with that being said, remember that in business, there are lots of psychology and science. We don't do things randomly, and your job is to understand what has been done with other successful mentors, coaches, entrepreneurs, business owners, people who were in your position in that kind of business. How you can learn from them, how you can model what they are doing, and by understanding, by creating the right knowledge for yourself, you will see like how powerful to have the right knowledge, how powerful to give the right knowledge also for your clients. Once you do that correctly, it becomes much easier for you to help your customer decide, understand, move into action, get the results that they want to get, and move themselves from the pain, from the problem, using your offer, using your hypnotic exponential offer, using your solution to get the results that they want to get in first place. So I hope that this session, you find it super helpful, and you just literally apply this framework right now in your business. If you're doing social media, if you're doing a marketing campaign, if you are doing even a sales process, go back through those three major pillars and apply them. Apply them in a sequence. Don't mess them and don't shuffle them, and don't change that sequence, because that sequence is more psychological. That helps your client understand from the point they understand their pain, from the point they understand their problem, to the point they move into action to buy your offer, and then they move into more actions to apply your solution to get the results they want to get. With that being said, if you have any question, if you are watching this live or later on as a replay, put your question down using the hashtag Smart Income, and put your experience, put your comment, share this video with your friends, with businesses in your neighborhood. If you have any question, let me know, DM me or private message me your question. If you have any other question about any other topic, let me know. Don't forget to join my Facebook group, 100% Profit, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you can get or tap on all those live training that I do on a daily basis in one place. With that being said, thank you so much for joining me today. This is George, and I will see you tomorrow with a second topic about the framework, the right framework of using marketing, sales, and after sales processes in your business. Thanks.